So someone asked, what is a house in astrology and what do each of the houses mean? Great question. I think this is so fundamental, especially when we're thinking about something like the Mars retrograde that's happening right now, because Mars will govern two of the houses in your chart. Mars is in charge of the house that contains Aries and Scorpio in your chart. So right now, as Mars is retrograding through the sky, I want you to think about where it's retrograding through in your chart. This week, it's retrograding through Cancer. Next week, and for a very long time, until the end of February, it'll be retrograding through Cancer. So it's in the part of your chart that contains Cancer. But Mars rules the parts of your chart that contain both Aries and Scorpio. And this is really interesting to learn about, to understand while Mars is retrograde, because you might notice themes that are connected to these different parts of your chart. So, what do houses mean in astrology, and what are each of them a representative of? So, in astrology, houses are the different domains of the sky. So when we're born, there is a snapshot of the entire sky that is taken. That's how we get your rising sign. And your rising sign sets up the entire chart because it tells us where the first house is going to be. What sign is going to be in the first house, because the first house is a place of self. And then the other 330 degrees of the sky are in your birth chart. So this is my biggest gripe with people. I love you all, but I want you to understand one thing. Your birth chart is not a list of placements. Your birth chart is the entire sky. Your birth chart is a giant circle, and it has every single sign in it. Not a planet in every sign. I'm saying that the whole sky is your chart, and you will have empty houses. You'll have empty signs, if you will, in your chart. That's just normal, but you still have that sign in your chart because the chart is a wheel. It is the wheel of the sky. It is the wheel of the zodiac. So the entire zodiacal belt is in your chart, is your chart, is everybody's chart, is the chart of the moment that I'm speaking right now. And what happens is when you're born, we see what sign is on the part of the astrological belt, the zodiac, that's coming up over the eastern horizon the moment you take your first breath. That's your rising sign. It is the marker of your birth. It is so important. It's so foundational. It tells us everything we need to know about you and your life, because it sets up where everything else is. Now, there are 12 houses in your chart, and there is a sign in my astrology, in traditional astrology. I use something called whole sign houses, which means each sign is a house. But no matter what kind of astrology you use, there are 12 houses in everybody's chart. The first house is self. The second house is money and assets and resources. The third house is communication, siblings, daily life, local life, your neighborhood, your calendars, the 24 hours that you have in each and every day. The fourth house is home, family, foundations, roots, ancestry, origins, grandparents, parents. The fifth house is children and creative projects, sex, love affairs, hobbies, anything you do as a form of creative self-expression. The sixth house is illness, health, wellness, work. It is the labor of our life. Even if we do not work for a living, we all have chores to do. It's also the place of pets, taking care of them. They're lovely, but also we have to water and walk them. It's like all of the work of life, and then anything that has to do with illness. The seventh house is about committed relationships. It is about the people we commit to. It might be for a week, might be for our lifetime, doesn't matter. It can be intimate partners, romantic partners, platonic partners, can be business partners, and can be clients. The 8th house is the place of mental anguish, despair, grief, loss, death, but also it is the place of other people's money because it is in traditional astrology associated with inheritances. So it's what other people gift us. We have no control over it, but it is a place where you might get access to like, oh, I didn't know that this person was going to gift me this thing, but here it is. And you might have like a transit through the 8th house that's beneficial. We are all physical beings. We are all spiritual beings having a physical experience. We will all perish. We will all die. That's just a fact of life. The 8th house represents that amongst other things. It's also about collaborations and again, about like the material resources you might receive from other people. It is opposite to the 2nd house of your money. It's like the 8th house of other people's money, but it also contains within it the understanding of grief and loss and the process of living in a reality that is going to end. We will lose everything. And so it's the ways in which we contend with those difficult subjects. That's what we do in the 8th house. And we all have an 8th house and we all have to contend with it. We'll all have transits through it. We might not all have a planet in that part of our chart, but we all have that part of our chart. We all have every single part of our chart in us. The houses are about the full scape of life. Landscape of life, the full scope of life. Okay, so the 9th house is a place of religion and law and travel and higher education. It is a place where we seek out the truth. So from the difficulties and sometimes the confines of the 8th house, we can think of like moving out into the 9th house and being like, whoa, there's these big horizons and I want to go on an adventure and I want to go and see things and learn things and be part of things. But it really is about the spiritual experiences that helped us to understand that we are more than just our physical being, right? Like, yes, we're all going to die. We learn that in the 8th house. But in the 9th house, we're like, okay, so then what is it all for? What does it all mean? If it's all temporary, then what brings meaning to my life? It's also about publishing and going global or having a global reach or doing something that's like multinational. 10th house is the highest part of our chart. It is about how we connect to the public. It's how we connect to the world. If you have a career, it's about your career. If you have a vocation, it is about your vocation. It is about who you are on the outside, how you portray yourself on the outside, what your contribution to the world is. Doesn't matter if you get paid for it or not. It is about your offering to the world. It's opposite to the 4th house of home and family and roots and lineage and privacy. The 10th house is about your public self. 11th house is the place of groups and friends and collectives. It is the hopes and dreams that you share with other people. This is the family you choose. These are the groups of people that you choose. This is who you're like, oh, you guys are doing that. That's amazing. I was doing this. Let's get together and da-da-da-da. It is your audience if you have one. It is being part of the collective that might be the audience. Like it's both like singing to the audience, but also being part of the audience and being sung to. It is good luck and good fortune in a lot of ways because of who we know and who helps us do the things we know we need to do in the world. The last house is the 12th house. It is another one of those parts of our chart that we all have. We all experience it, but it is a place of self-undoing. It is a place of understanding how we get in our own way. It can be a place of despair and anguish and loss, and also transcendence. But you can't do the transcendence without fully understanding the landscape of every human emotion and how deeply powerless we are. When people have placements in the 12th house, they quite often want to give their life over to something bigger than themselves. There is a desire to not be so of the world, but to definitely be in the world. I mean, I hope. I'm not going to say that that's a blanket statement for everybody, but there's a need if we have placements in the 12th house. I'd say also in the 6th house and in the 9th house, a little bit maybe in the 3rd house, But definitely the 12th and the 6th, there can be a need to address pain and suffering, to say this hurts and this is why. There's also a connection with the 12th house with like incarceration and the institutions where we stick people and we shove people away. And so I've seen a lot of people that do amazing restorative justice work in the world have really important 12th house placements, maybe even 8th house placements as well. I know a lot of people with 8th house placements that are like death doulas or crisis workers or people that do work that is very deeply rooted in trauma-informed practices. So there's a lot of ways in which we can work with placements that we have in difficult houses in our chart. In traditional astrology, there's a lot of good and bad, but in a lot of ways, it doesn't serve us to look at things in astrology in good or bad ways. It's just that somebody with a lot of placements in the 12th house and the 8th house and the 6th house is more than likely going to do work that maybe isn't about getting famous or being known for it. You know what I mean? It's more about addressing suffering, addressing illness, addressing what needs to be healed. The other thing about the 12th house, sorry, I'm skipping around a little bit, is that it's about behind the scenes work. So quite often people with 12th house placements, like the sun in the 12th house, they need a lot of time outside of the public sphere. They need a lot of time to go away and do things on their own or just to have some kind of solitude. Okay, I hope that was helpful. And let me know, leave a question here or write us and ask a question about the houses. We'll have like lots of different placements and a lot of different signs and a lot of different houses. I want you to really focus though in the beginning of your astrological journey on where your sun is, what house it's in, yes, what sign it's in, but then really studying what house it's in. This is the area of life that you're going to shine in or that you want to shine in. Look for where your moon is. Yes, the sign it's in, but also the house. This is where you come to find solace and comfort and self-care in an everyday way. And this is also an area of life where you're going to want to nurture and nourish it. And then I want you to look for the planet that rules your rising sign, that rules your ascendant. What house that planet is in will tell you about the direction that you have to go in this lifetime. I wrote a book all about this. It's called You Were Born for This. You can get it anywhere. You can get it on our website, but it is a detailed understanding of this setup. And just knowing those 3 placements where your sun, moon, and the ruler of your ascendant is in terms of what house they're in can unlock so much of your potential and also relieve you of so much angst. Because when we're really living out our chart, a lot of the angst and a lot of the anxiety and a lot of the stuff, the machinations of the mind, they get quelled because we're too busy doing the work that we need to do.